The New England Patriots' focus this offseason was to bolster its secondary. They picked up Darrelle Revis and former Seattle superstar cornerback Brandon Browner. And it's these type of changes that have Casey Joyner arguing in a recent article for ESPN Insider that the Patriots will have a better secondary than the defending champions. Listen to that. Someone better than the Legion of Boom. Mr. Bayless.
Yes.
Are you buying it?
No, I am not buying it. I'm a big fan of Casey Joyner, the football scientist, and I dearly hope he is right about this because I am a Patriots supporter, and I'm already on record, given their offseason acquisitions. They will be the best team in the AFC again, even though Denver beat them. And I don't want to start with that. But the point is, I'm picking them to win the AFC. So I hope by the end of the year that Casey is right, that we will all look up in surprise and say, wow, the additions of Darrelle Revis and Brandon Browner, of whom I don't know what to expect because he missed last year, that they would put them over the top against the Legion of Boom.
Wow.
Right now, I can't make that case. I can't even let my mind go that far because when I'm thinking of Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor and Byron Maxwell, it's just too much firepower. Darrelle Revis was hit and miss last year as he came off his knee reconstruction. I think he will be Darrelle Revis this year. And I hope Brandon Browner returns to 2012 Brandon Browner. And if they do, especially with the depth at cornerback and safety that the Patriots have, I think they will be very good. I think they will be second best, but first best is a little bit of a stretch for me right now.
I don't know if it's a little bit of a stretch because the Patriots weren't that far from Seattle last year.
They weren't statistically.
And when you look at Denard and Arrington and what they were able to do, I think Browner being in place now with Darrelle Revis can do a lot for them. So I'm not going to rule it out. In the end, however, to me, this is what it comes down to. Seattle, reigning, defending Super Bowl champions. Their defense is big time. Clearly, it carried them to the promised land. It's going to be interesting to see how effective Seattle's offense is going to be this year. With everybody coming for them and fearing that defense, the only way to make things happen in a lot of people's eyes is going to be for them to up their game defensively to disrupt Seattle's offense, which means there's going to be that much more pressure on Russell Wilson to produce. Golden Tate is not there any longer, etc. So I'm looking at Seattle's offense, and I'm wondering how effective you're going to be, because no matter how lethal your defense is, if your offense isn't holding up its end of the bargain, then that can make life tough for Seattle's defense, because you're on the field more. The more you're out on the field, the more you could potentially get exposed. That offense has to hold up its end of the bargain. I think talent-wise, schematically speaking, coaching-wise, etc., I think Seattle is elite. They're number one. There's no doubt about it. But I do think that now you're the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. Everybody's coming at you. And they're not going to be brave enough to come after your defense like that with any bravado. But offensively, looking at Seattle's offense, you got a lot of teams that think that they could do something.
But that doesn't mean their defense will be any worse than it was.
Well, I'm saying if you're on the field more, you're exposed more. You see what I'm saying? The more physical it gets. Like, for example, the San Francisco game could have gone either way. You understand? All I'm saying to you is that that kind of game, you know, you had a defense that matched Seattle's intensity and went after Seattle's offense the way that it did. As far as I'm concerned, you know, that free play that Russell Wilson had that culminated in a touchdown pass, to me, that was the difference in the NFC Championship game. What I'm saying to you is that what if a plethora of defenses got their game up and came after Seattle's offense that way? You see what I'm saying? Then it's a pick 'em. That's all I'm trying to imply.
All I know is that at this moment, as I look back on the end of last year, I picked Denver to win the Super Bowl, and the highest scoring offense in NFL history was held to 8 points. If memory serves, you also picked Denver to win the Super Bowl, so we shouldn't talk. You know, we should just say, they got beat down. This is by far the best defense in pro football, and that's the way it stands.
But again, nobody's talking about Seattle's defense. Seattle's defense on its credentials is what it is. They intimidated. They straight up punked the Denver Broncos.
It was
period. They punked their offense. It was embarrassing. My point is that I anticipated that their defense would be able to do something against Seattle's offense, and they didn't do anything either. I'm saying this year, when you're the hunted and everybody's coming for you, I have no doubt that Seattle's defense will answer the bell. Their offense, outside of Marshawn Lynch, we ain't talking about him. Yeah. We know he's this beast mode right there. But outside of him, we're going to see what the other guys are worth. Yep.